Have you heard everything going on with Texas? The floods?
I've seen the videos.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. It's pretty crazy how it rose within an hour.
And no, it rose within minutes.
No, it rose within an hour.
No, look at the video.
I did watch the video. It was fast. It was time lapse.
It was a time lapse. It was 4 minutes.
Nah.
Look at it. There's 4 minutes. There's one for 4 minutes where it shows the people by the water, and every like minute or so they would move back up and move back.
Yeah,
up.
That's the one I was looking at. That was within an hour. It happened like within an hour. There's no way that happens in 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's why people died.
Within an hour.
If shit rose within an hour, some people can leave. Within an hour, they can leave.
Not everybody.
It wouldn't sweep. They would have within an hour. They would have been able to evacuate those girls that were in the camp. They would have been able to evacuate everybody.
There was a lady who had her dad who was bedridden. Is that what they call it? When you can't leave the bed. So, like for them, it's not easy for them to just get up.
Yeah, like what do you do? That's what I'm saying. Within an hour, you probably could have got help to get somebody to come over and help you grab them and take them with you, put them in the car, and then leave. Within an hour.
See, it said it rose within 22 feet. Rose more than 22 feet in hours.
Yeah, but look at.
I know what you're talking about. That was a time lapse.
But look at the time lapse again.
This one, look. The time lapse of an
I should have had it loud.
And I can't control that. So this is what you're talking about. Huh?
Yeah. Look, if you look at the thing on the side, the time. Where's the time at?
On the upper right.
Yeah, see, that's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. There's not 4 hours. Like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Look how much water it is.
Within an hour.
It's not an hour.
It was already like, if you look at here, let's see where it was at. So it was probably, this is in Kingsland. Why doesn't the thing go off?
Look, 17 seconds, 18 seconds, 19 seconds, 20 seconds.
Those are not seconds, bro.
Those are hours?
Those are minutes.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Like how much water.
So probably less than 30 minutes. But look, this is not like, it got bigger than this.
Yeah, I know. But
that's why it was within an hour.
But look how much water that is.
I know, that's a crazy amount of water.
That's a crazy amount of water. It's in 10 minutes, if you're like in the basement, in 10 minutes, it's just already flooded.
Depending if it was directly in your area.
And like you're panicking. People are panicking. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because you don't expect this shit. And what do? Like, what the fuck do? You can't do nothing other than like get the fuck out. Like carry what you can carry like within seconds. And then let's go.
A flood's pretty scary when you think about like if you have loved ones who are immobile. They can't move. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But well, I know me and you would, but I mean you would worry about your parents, right? Like because swimming and stuff like that. I mean, even us can drown if the current is strong.
I know.
So it's like, I mean, I would get to my roof or something, right? Because there's a lot of people who die behind this. And I don't know, this is just what I've been hearing, so I don't know the facts. And I'll say that straight up. I don't know the facts. I haven't looked into it enough. But I've been hearing that Trump didn't send support. And that the governor said, my hands are tied. Like, I can't do nothing.
I thought he did. I heard he did.
From my hearing, I didn't hear.
I thought he had signed something. I heard on the news that he had signed something.
And the reason why I say that is because Mexico, once again, remember Mexico when I told you that Mexico came in for the wildfires in California? Mexico came in without permission. They just crossed the border. Firefighters. Was it firefighters? I don't know who it was exactly, but a group of people, whatever, to come and save people, rescue people.
Yeah, but how do you cross without permission when you have the?
I mean, I think that what they mean is they didn't talk to the president. They came across with their visas and stuff like that. It's not like they crossed the border illegally. They came in with that sole purpose. But when I say without permission, most likely that meant that they didn't get contact with the government. Like they just crossed on their own behalf.
Yeah,
help.
but there's a lot of volunteers from everywhere that went over there and helped.
But that's crazy though, because Mexico right now in America and Texas is a red state, right?
I think so.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's still people. I don't think nobody cares about what. Like they just want to help.
No, I know that. I'm not saying they should not go in there. They should go in there. But I'm just saying it's crazy because a lot of shit is going down right now.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I'm just saying like
Because
what-
in Mexico, you know how Mexico has a lot of say. The president has a lot of say about, what Trump is doing and the way he's treating Mexicans and stuff like that. And even like now you need a visa to get into Mexico and stuff like that. So that was all backlash from what Trump was doing. So Mexico is responding according to what Trump is doing. So if Mexico wanted to, they would have said, no, we will send no aid.
Yeah, but this was Mexican. This was the president's orders,
It had to have been.
or it was just volunteers.
I don't know though. I don't know for a
That's
fact.
what I'm
Like I
saying.
said,
So it's
I don't
like
know.
it could have just been a bunch of Mexicans, firefighters,
But the
or whatever.
equipment that they had was crazy.
Yeah, but you don't.
You would
need-
think though, like if do you need permission for that?
you would need the permission from your head the guy.
You
Whatever,
would need permission I
from
feel,
your head guy though. It
to
would
get
just-
that much numbers.
whatever the head
No,
guy,
I don't think
firefighter
so.
dude.
I think to go to another country, you don't think you need permission?
They're not going in a truck,
They were going in multiple trucks.
in firefighter trucks.
Yeah, they had a bunch of like a whole trucks there because it would think. Don't you think that the president, even if it was done just whatever without her knowing, don't you think she would be like, "You're taking all our resources"? Well, I don't even know how many people went, but it was various number of trucks. It wasn't just 10 people. It was a good amount. If they're taking those resources over there, what if they need them over here? What if they need those men over here? So don't you think the president would say something? Same as America. If people from Texas firefighters started just jumping into Mexico to help Mexico without the president's permission, you think that would happen? Hell no. At least I don't think so.
I don't know how that works. I'm not sure what the logistics.
So like I
of that
said,
are.
I don't know the facts. I didn't double check this to make sure if it is, but I would assume that the president is aware of this. And probably is the one that okayed it. Either she sent the order or the firefighters got word to the president and the president okayed it. That's what I think.
Well,
But it's dope. But the good thing is that they're saving lives.
imagine being stuck on a tree though, because it's like after 3 days being stuck on a tree.
Yeah, that
Like-
shit would suck. Because I could survive a long time without food. But I obviously need water. And if you're on a tree, you don't have access to water.
Yeah, and then it's different though because you're just stuck there, being stuck in the same position for days on end. You get tired.
Yeah, but in a tree, as long as you're sitting down, you're straight.
What if you cramp up?
Nah, I don't really cramp up like that. Then you readjust. As a young
And
buck,
then-
you can adjust.
And then like being drowsy from non-sleeping, because how the fuck you sleep up there?
I would take up whatever piece of fabric or
You
clothing.
don't have time for nothing.
What do you mean? I'm already up there.
So how do you mean you're gonna take up fabric?
My shirt,
But
my
you're-
pants.
But you're cold.
I don't give a fuck. I would take off something, my shirt, if I had a sweater, something, and I would tie myself to the tree
If
By
the
my
tree's
waist.
small enough.
by my thing. Yeah, if the tree's huge, then it's different. Then I'll try to figure out something, tie myself to some type of branch, and I would hug it. And that's how I would sleep. I would sleep on it. All trees have some type of thing where it goes like this. They're not all just like this. I mean, some of them are, but there has to be one like a branch, something like a V shape where you can get in the V, and that's where I would sit and just wait it out. But that's easy, right? But like if you had, like if it was a flood here and we had to get Alex out, shit would be difficult. How the fuck we gonna do that?
Yeah, I don't know how we would do that.
We need a boat, and then we live right next to the river right here.
I don't know how we would do that. We would just have to leave. We'd have to just get in the truck and leave.
Before, but say you didn't have time and the shit's flooded already. What do you do then? You just get them to the highest point of the house?
Yeah. We just get a ladder and climb the house. Like, what else you do? You'd have to get
On the roof?
get the truck, park the truck by the house.
But assuming the trunk's gone, it's because that's hard.
Like if yeah, we just
You would have to climb inside.
we'd have to just go outside. We'd have to just go outside and start swimming.
Start swimming.
Like, I don't know how, because you're gonna get pulled away. It's not like it's not gonna rise like this. It's gonna rise as it's pushing you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find a neighbor's house, find someone else's house to get on top. But you can't hold on. You can't swim and hold a person. It's impossible. With that strong of a current, you can't do it.
I know. So the only thing you would do is we would have to tie him somehow to one of us or to both of us. That way he can't leave us. Wherever he goes, we go. We all die, we all die. But that's why when that lady put up that video with her dad, she got rescued. So it's cool to see that she got they're safe now. But when I seen that, I'm
what
like,
happened,
I can see.
What happened to them? Like it got flooded?
Yeah, and the girl put up a video on, like, I don't know what it was, on social media, and was asking if anybody got a boat or something to help me. So we got to get out. And she showed, and her dad was on the bed, and the water was just underneath the bed. It's just underneath it.
Yeah, but she must have been in a place where it was like not the worst of it. If she had enough time to put a post to get 3 million likes and for somebody to see the post.
What are you talking about?
Like the flooding. You would think the flooding, based on the video we've seen, it's like you got 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, and you're underwater.
No, it was just in their area. It didn't get higher. Well, at that moment, it was just at that level. Like
that's what I'm saying. So
right underneath this.
So
table.
she must have been.
But it wasn't right. It didn't seem like it was rising dramatically indoors. But when she looked out and they showed, you could see the water going.
Yeah. How high was it?
Out there? I don't know.
Oh, because she must have not been in a place where it was like crazy, which is lucky. But imagine all the people. I heard a story of a dad who, like, shit started flooding and they were trapped inside, and he ended up breaking a window to get his kids out through the window. And he did one of those, like, you know how the glass cuts your hand, and he ended up dying from that, from the cut. But he was able to get the kids out, so the kids are fine. And I think the mom was fine, but he died because of the cut from breaking the window.
Yeah, it's because when you're going to break a window, I mean, using your hand, it's not a smart move. But I mean, in that scenario, what do you do, right?
Yeah, because you're not thinking about...
You're not worried about, and you might not have access to a clean way to break that glass. That's why it sucks. It sucks, and that's why it's just like... It's just you're just in a weird scenario of like, man, I'm glad I don't live in Texas, right?
But in Texas, though, you never think about flood in Texas, huh? You think about floods in like next, like, what's that place, like hurricane, where all the hurricanes happen and shit?
Florida?
Yeah, like Florida. The majority, I mean, I guess Texas does share the like a border to the ocean and stuff, but like that's not known for like hurricanes. Like, what was Hurricane Katrina? Where the fuck was that at?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm dumb too, but yeah, I never expected floods in Texas.
Yeah,
seems like
never
Texas be getting
either.
weird shit here and there. Huh? Remember how they lost power, and they, like, a few years ago they lost power because of that.
It feels like, I think it feels like where it's heavily more populated, seems like things happen there more often. California, now Texas. People are moving to Texas from California.
There was a flood here. Remember? Like maybe like 7-8 years ago.
Where
and,
like
people, like, there's a few people that died. Where, like, forgot what dam broke. Remember how the flood caused the Saginaw River to raise like damn near to the fucking,
Yeah,
and there was water like coming
all the
in,
way over here.
and
Yeah.
there's like our neighbors.
It was filled with water.
Yeah.
That's why we had to have flood insurance.
Yeah.
Because isn't it must? You can't. It's not a decision.
No, you have to here. Well, you only have to if you owe on the property.
Oh,
But yeah, when that happened, if you go to Midland over there, I remember some of the bridges broke that went over the certain rivers. They broke because of the water. The water hitting them, broke them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
I thought I didn't. I guess I really didn't think about it. I just thought it rained enough so where it like damaged this area around here. You know, because there was water everywhere.
No, it was up north. It was over there by Midland. Then one of the dams broke,
And that's how we got affected all the way over
and
here.
it got affected all the year because
Yeah.
all the water ended up in the river. And that's why it raised up so much.
And how the hell does it go down?
Because wherever the fuck that river leads to,
Eventually,
shit goes wherever the fuck it goes. I don't know where the fuck it goes, but people lost their houses like completely because of the flood. They were underwater and shit. So
a house on the R block was like damn near flooded, and then they tried to sell that house, and I guess it sold because I don't see a for sale sign over there. So I don't know. It probably got a lot of water damage.
we remember it was during COVID, huh?
I don't remember.
I want to say it was during COVID because we were all at home. Remember? Weren't we all at home? I want to say we were all at home.
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what it like. Imagine right now just sitting here and water just starts pouring in. What the fuck we do? We go outside.
That's what I was saying.
We go outside.
It makes you really think of like, damn, we need to be having more plans. Because like we live right next to the water. Like it's a possibility for us for this whole thing to get flooded.
And then what do we do?
And then what do we do? Yeah. That's really the thing. What do you do?
We got life jackets inside in the little shed. We got like 2 or 3 of them. And
yeah, I know, but that isn't enough. Being in the water, the best thing would be have some makeshift boat.
We do have a boat back there.
No, we don't. We threw it away.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Oh, I thought I still had it.
And it had a hole in it.
I didn't know.
If we had like a makeshift boat, we would just put Alex, my mom, and my dad on there. And me and you would just get into a tree. Or do you think that's smart? Because I feel like
if
we would
that boat's big enough, we can get in there too.
No, I know, but I'm saying like because we need to be there for Alex in case something happens. Because we're more young. You know, if we got to do some shit, it requires strength or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how that scenario would play out. And like the boat doesn't have a motor.
Unless we would have put like on that tree. You know what I was thinking? Because like that tree that we have in our backyard is pretty huge. I was like, we probably should build a tree house. I was just saying that for the kids, not even thinking about the flood or nothing. But I was like, if we built the tree house pretty high, there's no way the water's going up there.
Yeah, but when you think about a tree house, it's like, how safe is that shit?
It's pretty safe. We're going to build this safe.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
When it comes to woodwork, yeah, you just put some 2x4s, that shit will be up there. That's not that difficult.
And it's like, you got to think
about... I
would
would screw the shit out of everything. That shit ain't going nowhere.
But you got to think about how much weight that is.
Yeah, I know. But if we had like an electric chair where we can just put Alex on there, boom, and just up there, and then he's just in there, boom. And we had a small stockpile of shit in there. It would be like, but then it makes me think like we're almost damn near doomsday preppers and shit. You know how people be building bunkers and shit? I don't know, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think a lot about this type of stuff.
I don't know, because we don't live next to the ocean. So, like, the odds of us getting hit with anything like that crazy where we're underwater like 30 feet and shit is very low. And like the only thing that water-wise we have to watch out for is the river. And it will only rise if shit further north, something happens further north where we have to worry about it. If it happens further south, there's nothing that's going to happen to us. If it happens further north, then yeah. But like what's going to happen? if like somehow.
But isn't the water further north?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If something happened further north,
That's where the big bodies of water are.
Yeah, if something somehow happened up there, and so I don't know how the fuck it would work, but if it affected the river and then that flooded,
Because the only reason I think about it is mainly because of Alex. That's it. Because I mean, well, of course, you think about like our parents too, but like Alex is the one like that's more vulnerable. That's why I think about that. Other than that, I mean, like I keep my faith in God and everything, and then it is what it is.
Because I feel like we can outrun it. Get in the car.
Yeah, but I just feel like I don't like thinking like that. Oh, like I'm smart, I'd figure it out. Nah, I don't, because I don't see myself better than anybody. So I'd be like, but them being stuck in a situation like that, I would be stuck in a situation.
Yeah, but there's like it's different scenarios are way more unlikely in certain locations.
I know that, but I'm not just thinking about a flood. I'm thinking about something else happening here. Like the threats that we were getting supposedly from Canada to cut the power. I never in my whole time of me hearing that I believed that they were going to cut the power, right? But if they did, in the middle of winter, are we prepared for that? And say they really shut it off. Like, even if they did shut it off, I don't believe that it would be off for more than a week, more than a couple of days, because people would die. A lot of people would die. And the American government would have to resolve that immediately. But say they did, in a weird case scenario where we went 2 weeks without power. Are we ready for that? But then it just comes down to like, oh, we're prepping for the end of the world type shit. Like, because
I think about okay, what do we have? We have a generator that gives us 7 hours worth of power.
It's not set up.
All we got to do is plug it in.
But we haven't even tried it.
Well, I know it runs.
Yeah, but I know when it comes down to it, we have no time to start troubleshooting. Shit just got to be cut on.
Well, we have enough here that I can take shit from certain shit. And
I know, but I'm saying it should just be working already.
But we have wood.
Or we can get wood.
There's trees outside.
I'll cut every fucking tree.
I know homie that down the street that has piles of wood. Oh, jacket shit.
Damn. That's how you end up getting shot.
Oh, jacket shit. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know.
He's getting jacked. And we got a bunch of trees outside.
We got trees
ready
here,
to come down.
We got plenty of trees here. You can cut down.
I'm cutting every tree I see.
I'm cutting the government trees.
I don't give a fuck. Any motherfucking tree coming down.
And we prep too. Like
I'm cutting motherfuckers' houses down. Start burning the 2x4s and shit.
Yeah. We have freaking trailers to pack wood. We can drive down to where like a bunch of shit.
If we have gas. But I'm thinking like majority of our trucks are never empty. They're never empty. So we got a few more gallons of gas there.
And we have gas tanks.
Yeah, that my dad normally keeps stocked. And I'll jack them up. I'll siphon some shit out of a nigga. I'll drill holes in the tank.
You be that motherfucker sucking that shit out with a tube? Put it in that
Nah, fuck that. I'm drilling into the tank.
Drilling into the tank?
Yeah, I take all this shit.
Damn.
Make a big ass mess. I don't give a fuck.
Dang.
I'll empty the whole shit to get 1 gallon of gas. Let that other shit just fucking spill.
It makes you think because a lot of people call these preppers, like doomsday preppers, crazy, right? They have bunkers and, food that last them years. Like, what are the chances of them actually using that? But if it was needed, the ones that's going to be laughing is them, because then they got to have all their shit stocked, playing PlayStation and shit in a bunker.
You seen those bunkers that are in the mountains and shit?
No.
There's certain like, where you have to pay like $3 million to get access to it, and they got running water. They got like
to own it, or
so you own a lot.
So you can rent it, or what?
No, it's yours. Like you pay $3 million,
and then it's yours forever.
I think so, some shit like that. But there's running water. There's like
yeah, but it's like, how do you
irrigation and shit for growing crops inside the.
But
mountains.
Is there multiple bunkers there?
Yeah, it's like basically like you're living in a mountain with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I know, but don't you think that would cause trouble?
Every time there's
you don't want nobody to know where your bunker's at.
Yeah, but like
Because
the
in that-
entrance is like a vault.
I know, but like when people know you got a bunker, they're gonna want to get in.
Yeah, but everything comes down to firepower.
That's why it would be like,
That's the only thing you need.
I know, but being there with a whole group of survivors in a bunker, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, but like would
Having bunker neighbors and shit.
yeah, but like it's
What if they start running out of food? They're like, well, next bunker.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but it's better than fucking not having shit. Better than being outside in fucking nuclear fucking holocaust.
And then
shit.
how the hell you get to that bunker? Assuming you get there on time.
I don't know. I don't know the tricks. I don't have $3 million.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if it just made me think of like, what are we really prepared for anything like that?
I don't think you're really prepared for anything. Even the people.
But I guess
who
it's just how it is, huh? That's just life.
I think even the people who plan for shit ain't prepared. They're more prepared than the average person, but you can't be prepared until the shit happens.
That's why you're a fool for not having any type of preparation.
I'm a good swimmer.
Yeah, but you can't fight a current.
I'll go with the current.
And drown with the current.
Yeah.
So
I would probably, if I seen somebody swimming with me, I would probably drown them first.
Why? You guys could both survive.
Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna drown somebody.
And
Before I die, I'm drowning somebody.
then you drown?
And he drowns me.
The other day when I was Wednesday? My little brother had they call it surgery, but it's not. I mean, it's just they put him under anesthesia so they can do dental work. But I went over there, right? You take them, and when you enter the hospital, you see so many nurses. Like when they take us in there, like it was crazy, and they had like little.
Where'd you go?
I went to Ann Arbor.
But like,
I think it was the
Michigan University.
Yeah,
place
I think it was that one. I'm not sure. But like when they walked us into the back, they had like sections, right? And the section was basically a room, and your room's walls was curtains. So on the other side of the curtain is another person on another bed. So when they took us into our section, we went in there, and like I said, when we walked in, all I seen was a bunch of nurses everywhere. And it just seemed like, damn, right? And then you look to your left and your right, and everybody is there for something, or they're all preparing for some type of surgery or something. And it's pretty crazy to see. And when I looked across from where my brother was at, there was a kid there, and for sure, like he has some type of disability, and but he can talk. And the same thing, his mom was there and everything, and they took him away too. So it's like, and I'm like, damn, like I don't know what's
what was
going
he
on.
saying? He didn't say nothing.
No, I didn't hear him talk, but my mom said he can talk.
Oh,
And I was like, damn, like it probably I don't know what's going on over there, right, with them, but it's crazy to see because I always feel bad. Because it's like, when you see a normal person going through something, yeah, it's bad too, it sucks, but you're conscious, you understand, like you understand everything, what's going on. And for these kids who have disabilities and don't know, and they have to go through shit that we don't have to go through, I feel like we, the ones that are fully good, our brains are fully working, everything, we're the ones that's supposed to go through pain, not the people who are already born with some type of disability. But because that's just how life is, they're the ones who have to be in the hospital more. They're the ones that have to deal with all that. It just makes me feel bad. Like, damn, that sucks. And then when we were sitting there, it was a lady behind us on the other section that, like I said, the wall was a curtain, so you can hear everything. So they came in there and they were prepping her for surgery. And I can't help but hear, right? So they're saying that they're going to remove a kidney. And I'm like, damn, they're going to remove a kidney? Like, and then they were talking to her like, okay, so this is how it's going to go. We're going to put you under anesthesia. It's a pretty big operation. They were like, we're going to remove your kidney, but the way we're going to do it, they were like, your robot's going to remove it. And I was like, a robot? And even the lady was like, a robot? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? They're like, a robot will remove your kidney. After your kidney's removed, the doctor will come in and assure everything is good. And then he will work on you, whatever. I don't think they were replacing it. and then they'll patch you up, and that's it. And I'm like, that's pretty crazy. To
That
go
they
to
trust
sleep.
that. They trust the robot to just do it.
Yeah, I know, but I was thinking, I was like, because anesthesia, we don't fully understand it yet. We don't know how it works, nothing like that. We don't get it. It's something that troubles me. Like, cause I ain't never been under anesthesia. And I wouldn't want to be, unless I absolutely have to. But it's so weird to me that you're gonna make me inhale some type of like gas or something, and then I'm gonna go unconscious. And you're telling me the next time I wake up, everything's done. So you're saying for that lady, you're gonna put me under, and I'm gonna wake up without a kidney. And it's like, is it asleep? Like I don't know how fast does that feel? Is it just like that? What does that feel like? And how does it feel as you're losing consciousness or as you're going to sleep?
People say that. Say it's basically, you know how when you're about to go to sleep and then you're awake and then you're dozing off and then it's it. And you're sleeping and then you wake up and it's fucking daytime.
That's how it is.
Basically like that.
I don't know though. I don't think that can be replicated. How you naturally sleep with some gas that I don't even know how it's made. Boom, you're asleep now, no kidney.
It must work though if there are so many people.
And then there's
surgeries.
people doing weird shit though. Like you're really in the trust of the doctors. You're really in the trust of them. And it sucks because you don't know what goes on in those operating rooms. You're just knowing, like, you just hope and pray for the best, right? But there was this weird story where a doctor was what is it called? Doing sexual things to the patients. He
was a freak.
Yeah, he was a freak. He was doing sexual things when they were under anesthesia, because a lot of times when they do operations, they have like a curtain that covers their head from their body. Like, so I don't know why. I don't know none of that. But when there was doctors operating over there on the woman, the doctor or whoever was it, but he was in the room. I don't know if he was a doctor. I don't know what the hell he was. I don't know if he was an assistant. I don't know what. But that dude, while the lady was asleep, he'll put out his duh. Stop putting it in mouth. Like that while the lady was sleeping. And then the lady, they ended up catching him, and that fool went to prison.
For life.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't know what they could do to you. Now, I had to have hopes that the majority of people are good.
Like, I'd say 90% of doctors, probably more than that. It's probably like 98% of doctors are all like solid. But how many doctors are there? If you had to guess in the US.
I don't know.
I'd say probably like 500,000. Nah.
But regardless, there's some weirdos, huh? There has to be.
There has to be. It has to be like at least 10,000. At least 10.
And they always tell you you're in good hands. But like I said, if the doctor is the worst doctor at that hospital, and you ask them, please take good care of me, and they hit you with, you're in good hands, when it's the worst doctor at that facility, because they're not going to tell you, yeah, this is the worst doctor. They're just going to say, yeah, you're straight. Until you got a duh in your mouth. And then you're like, what happened? He's like, yeah, we didn't tell you. We didn't tell you.
Part of the procedure.
Part of the procedure.
Part of the procedure.
Why are you mad? It's part of the procedure. Yeah. That's crazy though. And shit happening like that. So I'm like,
yeah, fuck that. I don't know. It just seems, that's why like colonoscopy and shit, that you're awake though when they're doing that shit.
No, I think like, well, there's certain times where they can sleep you.
Yeah, but you want to be bent over sleeping? No, I don't think so.
No, that's because you never know what they could do.
I want to be awake.
It's just supposed to be one finger, doc. Why is your whole hand in my ass like that? You never know.
Yeah.
And then you're asleep, knocked out, and homie punching your ass. Like, it's scary. And it's not like, it's hard. You got, like I said, you got to keep the faith that most people are good. But I don't know. Sometimes you just like, not even just that, but just being under. That's weird to me.
Did you see Ben Askren?
Yeah, I did. And I was going to talk to you about that. Because it's pretty crazy.
So like 2 days ago, the kid from work and me were talking about UFC fighters, and he's saying that Nate's fucking trash, and he's saying that Masvidal's trash, and he's like, who's elite in the UFC right now currently? And I was thinking, I'm like, I'm not sure who currently is good. And when Masvidal's name came up, he was like, "Oh, he's trash," and I'm like, "Why do you think he's trash?" And he's like, "Because he look at his last few fights, like not good." And then I'm like, he was saying that then he said Ben Askren. He said if Ben Askren, if he would have if that kick knee would never have happened, he said he would have lost that fight to Masvidal.
Yeah, but I don't like those hypotheticals. It don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. If you're a better fighter than me, so called, right? You got better posture, whatever, footwork, whatever. But I hit your ass and you go to sleep. I won. It don't matter. It's not. Oh, if you didn't knock me out, I would have got your ass. That don't. It's a what if. What if? I don't like that shit.
Yeah. So
it don't matter. You lost. It don't matter of your skills. When me and you came into that day, I was better than you. That's what that matters.
And I was like, you're smoking crack. There's no way you think that. I was like, there's no way, even if that knee didn't happen, that Ben Askren would have beat Masvidal. There's no way.
I don't think so either. They just say that based on his wrestling background.
And
you've seen him wrestle Robbie Lawler.
I told him his wrestling's not even that good, and he's like, he was a world athlete. He was fucking Olympic medal, some shit or something. I'm like, well, this shit didn't translate because his shit was trash. Like when you think of wrestling, you think of Khabib. Like you think somebody taking you down. That's what you think of. Elite. That's what you think of. Not Ben Askren.
And he is elite. Like he is elite, especially if you put him against us. You know, he's going to destroy us.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the best in the world, a lot of people, these people wrestle with the best of the world.
And I told him,
train with
that's what I told him. I said, when I say he's trash, I'm comparing him to fighters.
Yeah. To other fighters,
to average person.
Shit.
Obviously, you if you compare him to an average Joe on the street, it's different. But I'm comparing him to fighters. And when I say he's trash amongst fighters.
In the top of the world.
Yeah. And he was like, no, Ben Askren's good. And I was talking mad shit about Ben Askren. Hella shit. Talking hella mad shit. And then like that same day when I went home and I was scrolling on Facebook, I seen the post of him waking up from the surgery.
The update that he was talking about?
Yeah. And I was like, damn, I felt hella bad for talking mad shit.
Okay.
And I'm like, he's having lung transplants?
Yeah, that's a lot of crazy shit.
Fuck does that work?
And I'm like, it's like you look at him, he's lost a lot of weight. He's almost like you wouldn't recognize him. He doesn't look like him. You know,
I know he feels like
you would, if you just scrolled past, probably you would, without like the headlines and everything, you probably would have thought that was somebody else.
I mean, he does look way different, but I was like, when I seen that video, because I watched the whole video of him talking, I'm like, it seems. Well, at first I felt hella bad for talking hella shit to him or about him, but then I'm like, you really don't know what somebody's going through at the specific time, huh? Like there's everybody's life, especially people who try to keep their shit private, like you don't know, and then you come across it, because I didn't know about that till just 2 days ago.
I think it was known within like the MMA community that he was going through something, but I don't know if they knew. But I only knew, like I said, a couple of days ago too.
But when I seen that video, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
Like how the fuck can they transplant your?
But they were saying that I'm not. Joe Rogan was saying that. I think he was saying that he needs to be under medication because the body rejects the new lungs. So you have to take medication, I guess, some way so that your body doesn't do that. Because when your body rejects an organ, it kills it, or how? What does it do?
It'll start eating it, like fucking up the cells, thinking it's like a disease.
Yeah,
and
so
start killing
the
cells.
So basically destroy it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. He said he died 4 times.
Yeah. And then I seen, like, you can tell this motherfucker's gone through some shit based on his reaction, how he was speaking, and then him coughing. I'm like, how can you talk? You just came out of surgery, and you're.
I don't know. Did he just come out of surgery?
Well, it said he just woke up.
Oh, I don't know. Mine just said he'd given us an update.
And I'm like, every time you speak, every time you breathe, with lungs that are not yours, like, I'm sure that shit gotta hurt.
And it's like, I mean, when you're there too, you don't know, like, when's your last day. because he looks like, I mean, he said he was getting better, but he looks in bad shape, and that's what crazy, because they said this happened from him having a staph infection, which led to him having pneumonia, which led to him needing new lungs. And it's like, I'm telling you, that's why life is crazy. Life is crazy, and you don't know, we can be here today and gone tomorrow, and it's almost like a blessing if you're gone in a second, because if you have to suffer. Like me, when like them taking my brother away from me and me having to watch them take me, that shit, I hate that feeling. I hate it because there's something in my body that doesn't want to allow it. But I know that he needs to get this done because it benefits him. Yeah, he has to go through this process because I'm like, he's probably gonna be afraid when they have to put him under, but he's just gonna have to go through that. It just sucks. It's just something we can't do. But when watching them take him away, I want to beat the shit out of everybody, you know. But it's like, I know that's not reasonable. It doesn't make sense, but that's how I feel, because I was like, I would rather be me in that chair, you know, whatever it is. I'd rather be me humiliated or whatever than have him go through that. So it sucks. And there's certain things that life, life is life, and money, there's nothing that can fix that. That's why your best thing is to get right with God, because he's the only one who can help you in those situations like that. If you need a miracle, he's the one that can help you. It's not the money. It's not the doctors.
The doctors are trash.
The doctors can help you, right? Even if you get the best doctor, you will get to a point where the doctor says, I can't do no more. And that's where Jesus comes in, because he's the only hope. And if he doesn't give you anything, then it's your time.
That would suck though.
But that's what I'm saying. It sucks seeing that. And it always gives me bad thoughts, because I'm like, I don't know how the end's gonna be for all of us. But I hate getting in that how it's gonna happen. I hate getting in that thought process of like, how are we gonna go? How's my little brother gonna go? And like, if I don't want him to feel pain. I don't want him to be in the hospital for months. Like, but like, this is something I have no control over. And that's why I feel like I hate seeing them like that. But it's just a part of life, and it sucks. And I don't know. There's nothing you can do to that. There's nothing you could do for that. That's why the best hope, right? If heaven is real, it's gonna be amazing. Because if we get to see our loved ones again, we won't have to worry about dying. We won't have to worry about him going through pain. We won't have to worry about, and he'll probably get a new body where he'll be able to talk to us, do all these things. So it's like, that's why heaven's amazing. So, but here, while we're here, there's a lot of stuff we got to go through as human beings.
It's gonna be a tough one.
I know.
To be like, because we don't know how the fuck we're all gonna go.
And that's the thing of like, man, am I ready for it? Like, and it's like, I believe I'm strong, I'm tough, but it's like, man, life is hard.
I think it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna suck. When we go, it's gonna suck. If it's not instant, it's gonna suck. But it's not as, it's still scary, and it's still like, you're still like, you never want it to happen, but it's gonna happen. But it sucks more for Alex because you feel bad for him. Like he doesn't understand.
And I feel like he's the most innocent.
Yeah, and he might go through it even worse than us.
And we don't know.
Because at least we can be like, hey, my head hurts, hey, this, hey, that.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna have to deal with whatever.
And where he's gonna rely on us to be is, like,
figure it out.
Yeah. And that's was like, damn, that's gonna be tough. Hopefully, because we don't know how it's meant to be. And that's what I'm saying. I don't like to even think like that, because like Jesus said, save tomorrow's problems for tomorrow. You know, because there's no point in me dwelling in that shit now, because it would just tear my ass apart. So why would I do that? There's no point. The point right now is he's good right now upstairs chilling, you know. So that's what we gotta be on, because tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow's troubles are for tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be tight if like a meteor hits and just wipes everything out in one go.
The reality is, it'd be tight if Jesus came back
and then fixed everything.
No, because when Jesus comes back, all the believers will fly into the air. And that's it.
What happens to everybody else?
Evil is going to get dealt with. I don't know exactly how, but he is saying that he's going to come and judge the world, and all the believers will be risen up and disappear in a instant. That's best case scenario. And like Jesus said, you never know when he's going to come back.
I guess that is best case scenario.
That's best case scenario.
That would be best case scenario, but also if it's like, what are the odds of it happening during our lifetime?
Well, that's the thing, right? Because people will say, based on the signs and everything, Jesus said that, like, don't worry about, like, there's going to be war, there's going to be things that happen, but just know that things have to happen. Why? I don't know, but things have to happen, and those are just signs of the end times. And like, if you really get into it, there's a lot of people who speculate that we are in the end times now. The reality is Jesus can come tomorrow, or he could come 100 years from now,
or 1,000,000 years from now.
I don't think it'd be that long. By that time, we killed ourselves.
Man, maybe, but maybe not. It's not 100%.
There's no way we live 1,000,000 years from now without. Look at the conflict we have now. We can't coexist. We can't get along. We fight over everything, over our differences, over culture, over everything. Everybody has egos of we're better.
Yeah, but
this and this.
But because of the internet, everyone has become, I think, a little bit more similar. And I think as time goes on, as people, because now you think about like in the past time before airplanes, how long has airplanes been a thing? How long have you been able to fly to China, fly to Russia? How long has that been a thing? It's been like 70 years. Maybe not even. Like the first car was invented in like 1900s. So the planes were probably what?
Yeah, but you're assuming that that's going to bring people close together.
Yeah, but you got to think about people now live everywhere in the world. You can look at any race, nationality, color, and they live in all parts of the world. And that's only it's only gonna get more people. You're gonna get more Chinese people in America. You get more Americans.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it don't matter because people will still judge each other based on finances,
but evolution. But evolution wise, 1,000,000 years from now, we might look a lot different from than we do now.
It wouldn't matter though.
There'll be something new. I know there'll be something
that they'll critique you for.
I know, but
whether that's a bigger nose, a smaller nose, whether that's money, whether that's your job.
Yeah, but that's if we can't outgrow this, whatever that quality is in humans to judge.
I don't think there'll ever be peace on this earth until Jesus comes back. I don't think
there'll be peace either.
Ever. Look at history. There's always going to be somebody that wants something and the other one person doesn't want to give it up, which will lead to violence. Always.
Yeah, I think violence will always exist, but
so peace on earth won't exist on our behalf.
Yeah, but if you look at a country doesn't fight within itself. It does. Like people outside probably be fighting right now somewhere. But I'm saying, like, for there to be a crew of motherfuckers, 2,000 deep, killing and slaughtering 4,000 people somewhere else, this shit don't happen.
Within their same country?
And if you look at, within their same country, or here, like you say in the U.S., maybe because
it does happen. What ISIS is fucking in their own country, they're fucking up everything.
But I'm saying murdering. They're not murdering. They're not getting 2,000 people coming in and murdering 4,000 people. That shit doesn't happen. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't happen within the country, right? I'm saying maybe that does happen in other countries, the third world countries. But as far as here in the U.S., it doesn't happen. So why does it seem so more impossible for that same attitude, or like however you would describe that within this country that makes it that not happen for it to be a global thing.
Because that would mean everybody agreed.
But we don't agree.
Exactly.
Even within the US, we don't agree.
Exactly. So how are we going to agree with other countries that have different values and beliefs?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Eventually,
Even
you don't
just
think,
with
like,
even
just think
just
about
with,
the English language, right? How popular it is and how popular it's become. Do you not think that eventually English would be spoken worldwide? Like, think about everything's modernized.
yeah, but that's coming from the benefits of knowing English. And the benefits of knowing English, a lot of it comes from the US.
But think about, okay, there's a lot of people who know English, right? Just think about people
But
who
think
are Mexican.
think about the US falling and not being as good as it is now and turning into poverty.
But do you think
turning into that?
Yeah.
And then say freaking another country, Italy becomes a new top shit, whatever. I don't know. Don't you think they have all the best resources, the best doctors, everything that America is? They're running everything. Don't you think that their language will go up because people would want to learn and go over there?
Yes.
Unless
but
English is so dominant that they just like, we're at a point where English is so dominant, we're just going to use this worldwide. And that's a possibility. But that would happen if English doesn't crumble, like from the US and all the other English speaking countries don't crumble first.
Because but I just feel like I don't think it can. Yeah, let's say the US falls.
But by then we'll have
fall. Like, the only way the US falls if it gets destroyed. That's the only way I see it. You can't, otherwise it doesn't fall. It can't fall. Because if you look at all these other countries that have fallen, they didn't fall. The new government was formed. You look at Germany. How many times Germany lose world wars? And Germany's still there. It's fucking one of the fucking best countries in Europe. And how many times has it lost wars? And people still speak German. So I'm like, you can't destroy the US. I mean, you can destroy it, but I'm saying, like, you can't. The only way the US falls is if you destroy it, like wipe it off the map.
I don't think so.
Because, like, what happens?
I think the US can destroy itself based on the political agenda bullshit.
How do you destroy it though? The land,
money.
Okay, let's say it becomes poor. The US becomes poor. The US is still the US.
Yeah.
Okay, the US is still the US. The US still has its resources as far as on the ground.
But how long can it keep that when you don't have money and you can't maintain it?
Yeah, okay. So you would so let's say a new government forms.
The same shit would come down. Yeah, but if it doesn't have the same amount of money, the roads, the houses, the jobs, everything, the businesses will crumble. Like, will slowly start to diminish.
Okay, but I don't see how that would happen though. How do you just become?
Well, when you already look at it, how America's in debt? I don't even know how much fucking trillion. Right? If America starts running out of money, what are they gonna do? Print more?
They just be printing more.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how that shit works.
I don't know, but I just don't see how you could destroy a nation. I don't see it.
You're not destroying just the whole. It's just the power system. Like, it's not gonna be number one.
Yeah, but how does if it loses number one, how does that happen? How does that happen? I'm thinking, okay, the only way how you had to the only thing I can think of is if you completely destroy the U.S. Army. Like,
no, because if America didn't have that same leverage, they would need to work with other people and make deals and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, you would hurt. As far I can understand the economy being bad, like, okay, people start living way more under their. You know how majority of the U.S. people are way better off than the average person is way better off than somebody in a third world country. you're way better off. I can see that reversing depending if the world, like let's say the currency went down and now people couldn't afford shit. The US dollar ain't worth shit. You can't buy shit. Like I can understand that going into Great Depression. I can understand all that shit. Businesses going down. I can understand all that shit. But I'm saying like the US is still here. Even if maybe the population hurts, but as far as like the US government, yeah, they probably lose money, but the US is still here. It's still got ammo, still got tanks, still got all that shit.
No, it wouldn't, because those ammo is gonna go. How can they make more ammo if they're losing money?
But it's because you're thinking about the average person. Like if we want water, we got to go to the store and pay for it. The US doesn't have to pay for nothing if they don't want to.
They need money to get the resources.
No, you're thinking the US is a consumer. If the US government wants this house, they're gonna come take it. They're not gonna say we don't have the money to take it. I'm sorry, we won't take it because we don't have the money. They're just gonna come in this bitch and take it.
But when you don't have the money, you can't take it with dominance.
What do you mean you can't? You just need firepower.
Exactly. But how long will you have firepower without money?
So people would do shit for food. So we don't have money to give you. We'll give you food. We'll feed you. People will do it. Okay, you're gonna sit in this factory and you're gonna print out bullets nonstop all day, but we're gonna feed you.
But printing bullets, you need all the resources.
Yeah, we're gonna go get them. We're gonna go get them.
That's not how it works, because it would work in the beginning because America's strong, but you're gonna fire those bullets. You're gonna fire more bullets than you're making.
No, because
Where are you getting those resources? Where are you getting those jobs? Where are you getting that money to pay that person?
Not money though. You don't need money.
People won't work for free.
For food. If money is not worth shit.
Well, okay, with food, who's gonna do all that shit?
Who wants to die?
I know, but I think like America's not self-sufficient.
It can be. America has all the resources as far as minerals, as far as oil, as far as gold, as far as whatever, as far as anything. It can be found here.
Then why are they going to war over shit all the time? Taking other people's shit.
Because why would you take shit?
If we can be so self-sufficient?
Because why would you spend your own money?
With the fruits, a lot of that shit comes from Mexico. Guacamole.
Yeah,
avocados.
Yeah, I know, but it's because
a lot of that shit comes from Mexico. But a lot of shit comes from there.
But just because it comes from there doesn't mean it can't be grown here.
It can be grown here.
It's just way more expensive to grow it here.
And if you don't have money, then why ain't they doing that now? Because
it's more expensive.
And well, you just said money don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in a society where when it's all life and death. If people don't have money, you need people like during the Great Depression. Nobody had money. Everybody just wanted food. If somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you food. You work for me for the day. I'll give you food," they'd probably do it because they don't want to die.
I know, but if your job is to make tables, you need equipment. You need gas. All that's for free.
It's going to be provided, I'm sure.
Not everything is American.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
You need money.
Just saying, the only way the U.S. falls is if you destroy it completely. Maybe as far as...
I don't think so.
I think the U.S. will lose power eventually, if everything eventually loses power or strength or whatever, but I think it'll still be dominant. I think it'll always be dominant. Unless you destroy it completely. Or cripple it. Somehow cripple it where you destroy half the U.S. That's the only way I can see that the U.S. losing strength. Is if you cripple it somehow like that by destroying half the country. That's the only way I see you crippling the U.S. Other than that, how else the fuck will you do it?
I don't know, but we don't really know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
So because we don't know what we're talking about, I'm sure we're wrong. America's not going to get up with no money and say, let's go to work for free. Everybody get your shit for free. We have plenty of resources.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
we always hear America's taking shit from this shit, getting places from this shit, getting places from this, whatever, things from China, all this, whatever. Okay, if we stop getting stuff from China, we start getting stuff from Mexico, off like that. There's a reason why we do that.
It's cheaper.
Okay.
To just get it from them than to produce it ourselves.
But like you said though, if money didn't matter,
If
money matters.
Money does matter, but I'm saying in a society where the U.S. doesn't have money. That's what I'm saying. If the U.S. one day doesn't have no money, lost all the currency shit, we're fucking broke as fuck. We don't have no money.
That's saying all of America
firepower.
would be in agreement to making America self-sufficient. If America went to the shithole, a lot of people would move. They would leave. They wouldn't want to be here. They wouldn't. Not everybody would want to contribute. People say fuck that, especially if people were allowing people to move and go somewhere else and bring their tools and their knowledge over here to Canada. Canada is now saying, bring the mechanics, bring the doctors, bring the students, bring the artists, bring everybody. Not everybody going to say, nope, we're going to stay here, self-sufficient America. People are going to say, fuck America. That's done and over with. We're going to go to Canada now because Canada got more power. Canada's rising up. Canada got the best doctors. Canada provides healthcare. Yeah, Canada does all this shit.
That's the odds of that happening. You can't just overnight.
Everybody wants to be, I'm not talking about overnight.
Overnight.
That everybody just, as America would fall, somebody else would go up. And of course, they would take the resources that are from America. Don't you think that makes sense? America has so much good shit. They would be like, hey, bring it over here. And if people are willing to come over here willingly and we can provide something for them to come over here to bring all the good working American hands over here and build our country up while America's in its downfall, they would do it. Unless America started doing shit where nobody leaves. North Korea type shit. Self-sufficient. Why ain't they self-sufficient over there? Why are they starving over there?
Yeah, because they don't have enough resources. But you look at the U.S., the resources in the U.S. and compared to a lot of other countries.
But are the resources because of the land or the resources because of what we collected?
No, well, some shit's collected, but like gold and shit, but minerals and stuff. But majority of the shit is like what can be found in the U.S. Within the U.S. like territory. Look at Alaska and shit. We got hella shit up there too. We got hella shit.
But
everywhere.
as America fell down with money, it would have less resources because it would lower shit. If shit was lowered, it would make America weaker. If America's weaker and somebody can get the other upper hand, they'll be like, we taking Alaska. Boom. Then Alaska's theirs. Then they're like, we're taking this. We're taking this. And America will put a hell of a fight. Unless America with the nuke said nobody wins. Wow, shit's done. World over.
Yeah, but
then yeah.
It's because I don't think that.
And America is so egotistical that depending on who's in charge, more than likely, it don't matter. They would say, we're ending this shit before we lose this shit.
I just don't think it would ever happen. I don't see a way happening. I don't know. At least my brain can't come up with something that makes sense.
I think it would happen.
Because it would. I don't think that America would let it fall down that back before it resolved it. Well, either with force or with something.
But it would come to a point where America doesn't have a choice.
It always has a choice when you have bombs, when you have the best planes.
I know, but for how long? And you can't produce more.
But when you say you can't produce more.
So you're telling me that America is the best land for resources? Why aren't these other countries have all this shit then? Why is all these other countries don't have money for bullets? Can't make enough bullets. Why are we sending aid to all these other countries? Is it just America that has the best resources in the world? No, it's no way.
I think we have
America has shit in every fucking place, gathering resources from that. You have the good shit, we're gonna get it over there. You have the good shit, we want it over here.
Yeah,
that's why America's popping.
Yeah, but like, it's also because it's like not only because it's the fucking America has fucking shit everywhere. America's involved in everything.
That's what I'm saying, but all that's gone. You're just limited to American land.
Yeah, then you would be limited. You would be very limited because we depend. We're not self-sufficient. We can be, but we're not. We depend on. And
but
the reason
why
we're
not, and we get hit while we're not, you can't build it while you're getting hit.
Yeah, if you're getting hit, if it's instant, you can't. There's no way. You can't rebuild. You can't because there's certain shit so advanced. You need certain factories. You need certain shit.
That's what Trump's saying now. He's putting on these bullshit tariffs, whatever, supposedly, so that way people could come in America and build the factories here. But people are not doing that. That's his attempt to make America self-sufficient. but it's not working.
It can't be overnight though, too.
I know, but there's better plans because that shit not, or you gotta adjust.
I don't know how that should work.
I don't even know if that's possible. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know shit about shit. I don't know. I'm just talking. I don't know, right? But I just feel like if it was possible, we would have done it already. What country wouldn't, especially America, that likes to be the fucking top of the top? Why wouldn't they want a full country that doesn't need nothing from nobody?
Yeah, I think it's just more expensive.
It's
We don't
because
have
they
that-
can't.
no.
Whether it be
I
resources,
think they can.
money,
I think they
something,
can.
they can't.
I just think that our budget right now, the way they're
We don't
budgeting
got it.
things, we have the money to do it. It would
But
take.
maybe
we-
using that money would cripple.
I don't think
America.
it would cripple, but you would have to remove money from shit that they don't want to remove. Shit that makes them world power shit. It would take away from the world power shit. The money that they spend to be world power will take away from
What
that.
falls into why they can't? It's still they can't
It's not that they can't, it's that they won't do it.
because they can't because that or else it would weaken America and leave America vulnerable.
Yeah.
That means we can't do it
that means we
because
can
nobody
do
wants
it
that.
They
We
just
can do
don't
it, but we
want-
can't do it because it's not.
because they
It's
won't
not
do it
intelligent. It's not
because
smart.
they want to remain the power, big boy power.
That's why.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense, so we can't do it.
But imagine if we were, because we like, if you think about, like, why the fuck are we depending on Canada for power? That makes no sense.
I don't know. I don't know shit about shit.
Like,
So-
I don't understand that. Well, the U.S. should be able to provide power for the whole U.S. and extra. We should be.
Especially
Canada
when you
should be
hear that
telling
shit.
us. Huh?
Especially when you hear that shit about Elon said that you could power the whole America with a huge a chunk of
It said
Texas.
40 by 40 miles of fucking
Texas.
solar power, some shit like that. Yeah, like,
Why aren't we doing that?
and look at the ocean too.
Even California, I think, is putting a tax on. Is trying to put a tax on electric vehicles because more people are buying electric vehicles, and they can't tax it based on the gasoline. So they're trying to find a way to tax electric vehicles
Yeah, as if you drive
per
electric,
mile or some
yeah,
shit like this. This is dumb.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's dumb.
I know.
And when you think about it, like, this whole shit, it's not land of the free, right? And it's like, it kind of like people were talking about you pay property taxes and they were trying to supposedly eliminate that. I don't know how true that is. You should be able to own this shit, pay taxes on it, and that's it. Why do you have to keep paying taxes over and over and over? And if you don't pay your taxes, they take away your home. That means it's not mine. That's what that means. If I buy a water bottle, I pay tax on it. It's mine now. I don't pay you tax every time I sip it.
Or just to have the
You know,
cup.
just to have it in my house. I repaid your ass. But you're saying, no. No, you're gonna pay me every year. And it doesn't make any sense. That shit's kind of dumb.
Income tax, they tax
They tax you when you get paid. They tax you when you buy the water bottle. They tax your vehicles. They tax everything.
Anything you buy, they'll tax your ass. Anything that's substantial and valuable, they tax your ass
And
yearly.
they tax you, and then say I work for you and you pay me. They tax me again off that tax money. And then I go buy something, they tax me again. You buy property, they tax you again. And the moment you don't pay taxes, your property's gone.
Or they take your car.
So what the heck is that?
Taxes on everything. Well,
That's really not my shit then.
who's gonna buy the tanks though? They need money for the tanks. That's why. They be spending like damn near $1 trillion on fucking military spending. You gotta remain the big boy somehow.
I think the crazy thing about America is we don't have free healthcare. And Canada does.
A lot of places in Europe, I think Switzerland and all that shit.
That shit makes no sense.
They have them. That I don't understand. I mean, they have to have a blueprint of shit how they make this shit work. But it's just because it's with the money that the pharmaceutical companies make here as opposed to in Europe. It's like different because it's like over there people are like, hey, we're paying you this much money for this drug, and that's what it is. And here it's like you charge whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
Nobody
about shit.
cares.
Shit doesn't make sense to me. A lot of things. I think it's greed will always exist. There's a lot of people who just don't care about other people. That's really the problem. People don't care about other people. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.